let's go ahead and send these emails. We've been doing all this prep work, and I think it's about time that we start reaping the gains for all the work we've put in. So the first step is to verify that Outlook is open. Outlook's got to be open to send these emails. So Outlook's open. So I'm going to pull up my publisher, specifically my First Touch here. All right, and so that's great. And I've already got my recipient selected. And so the next thing we're going to do is make sure that I'm on email merge. All right, as opposed to mail merge. If you just have mail merge selected, what you're going to end up doing is printing every single one of these emails and putting them in an envelope and putting a stamp on them and sending them to your customers, which is so 20th century. So we're going to go ahead and do an email merge. And so I've clicked on email merge, and it's going to ask if I want to stay connected to the data source. So you just say, yeah, I want to stay connected. And then the next thing you want to do is preview your results. All right, so good morning, David. Kind of read through this. Looks fine. What I like to do is cycle through the first few emails, make sure they look good, find one that's got a campaign response, make sure that looks good. Right now I'm checking for formatting errors, and I actually did find one here. I can't see my thanks, so I needed to extend my text box down so that thanks is showing. All right, so now I toggle or cycle to the last email and do the same thing. Kind of just click through, make sure everything's looking good, and then after you determine everything's looking good, go ahead and click Finish and Merge, and a drop down will appear that says Send Email Messages. Don't freak out. When you click this, you're not actually going to send the email messages yet. So now in the To field, we want to select email because we want to send these to email addresses. And for the subject, I like to use VMware space uh, line. That is the alternative character on the backslash key. I believe that's the backslash. That's underneath the backspace key. So line. I think it looks better than slashes. And then meeting time and date. Now you can change the VMware part of this, but you have to have meeting time and date. Remember, our email staggerer works off of the time in the subject line. So this will vary in each email, which, by the way, having a varied subject line in your emails helps you stay out of spam filters, as does having a varied body with all these different fields. Another thing that it does is, well, you want to keep the number of characters in the in this subject line less than 60. That also will help you stay out of spam filters. For instance, if you wanted to add company also in here, that might be more than 60 characters, so that'll up your spam score on each email. Okay, so I just like to do that. And under options, we need to add our BCC email. Fortunately, I've set up my BCC sticky, which makes this step uh, absolutely painless. So we'll paste that in there, and so you're set up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one last check here. We're going to drag this. You drag this window to the side so you can see your publisher template here, and we're going to cycle through some emails again, making sure everything is looking good. But you're going to check for a few different things this time than you did the other times you cycled through your emails. For instance, so I found this one. Giovanni, this is his email address. Let's make sure this guy's name is Giovanni. It is. Also, he works for York Risk Services Group, and it looks like his domain would be a domain which would make sense for that company name. We In the subject line we have next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and that's what we have here. York Eastern Time, Giovanni. Everything looks good. This sentence looks good. This makes sense. We're not accidentally sending Fred Giovanni's email. What is this? not now. So, cycle through, go to the last one, 359, that's good. That's the same number we had in our touchy for clean clients. Christopher, IT Core, this is a good one, but it's not going to go to Christopher, it's going to go to this IT Core, but Hamilton Lane, so that's good. So everything's fine. So now you will send these things. So simply, and this is where you should get really nervous, but we've checked and double checked, and we get one more check. We get a 5-minute rule. So we're going to send this, and we get 5 minutes to make sure all these 359 emails are good to go. And I'll go ahead and show you how to check. And since I've actually already sent out this merge, I'm going to pretend like I want to stop this process. There's an error, and I'll show you how to put this complete process to a halt. All right, say OK. It's going to do some yeah. All right. So it's sending email messages right now, and I'm going to go ahead and cancel it but here, I'll cancel it in a second. All right, so they're going to our outbox. See 12, we've got 12 sitting in our outbox. And the way that you want to check these is just pick a random one, and it'll pop open. And I want to make sure it looks okay. Actually, it doesn't look okay. It looks like thanks might be at a different size, or it's bolded. So I want to fix that. Things aren't looking good here. Also, everything else looks good. Well, the main thing you want to check is to see if the text is highlightable, as opposed to an image. We don't want to send out an image because it could go as an attachment. That's bad. So check to see the text is highlightable. That's your number one thing. But I don't like this thanks, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. And then I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to right click on them, and I'm going to delete them. I've probably got only a minute or so, 2 minutes before the first batch goes out. So 5-minute rule saved to me there, and I deleted them. So I put that mail merge to a screeching halt, and then I will go back to publisher. It just said 75 were sent to the outbox where I deleted them. Got nothing in the outbox, and then I'm going to solve this thanks problem. I'm not sure what's going on here. Thanks is actually not bold, but now I can figure it out. All right. Well, now you've sent your first mail merge. That's great. And next, you'll need to learn how to deal with the responses that come in as a result of this request to have some business. All right.